Hello and a very warm welcome to Saurav Sir's classes. Today's tutorial will be on GMAT. We will actually stress on the quantitative segment of this particular paper. So let's get started with the tutorial. So let me tell you first what we are gonna do. What we will do is that we will pick some random questions and then we will read the question. Given the question, we will analyze it and then we will pick which is the most appropriate option. Okay, so we'll start our tutorial with question number 19. Now question number 19 reads that the size of a flat screen television is given as the length of screen's diagonal. How many square inches greater is screen of a square 34-inch flat screen television than a square 27-inch flat screen television? So this particular question actually specifies that the televisions are square and so the diagonals are part of 45, 45, 90 triangles. What does this mean? This actually means that side of such a television is the diagonal divided by under root 2. Now this would be an awkward number definitely to deal with, but the question calls for areas and so you need to square actually the length of a side. And why you need to do it? So that in order to get the area of the screen, thereby removing the square root, we will set up the equation. So let us see what the equation looks like. It looks like something like this. So it is 24 by under root 2 whole square minus 27 by under root 2 whole square. You will get, the denominator will remain 2 and you will get 1,156, 1156 less 729. You will get this to be 427 by 2. You will get the answer as 213.5, which is an exact match to our option number B. So B will be the correct answer to this particular question. Moving on. Now in the following set of questions which we are going to answer, there will be a little change in the approach that we undertake. What is that? We will be given a question and based on that we will be provided with two statements. Okay. Now we have to analyze the two statements keeping in mind the question. And then after doing that, we have to choose from one of these 5 options. Okay. So let's do it. So we will actually start with question number 20 itself. Now question number 20 says that the value of n, we need to find what is the value of n, and we have been actually provided by 2 statements. So we have to analyze it. So first we will look at statement number 1. So let's see. Now the statement 1 is alone insufficient. Now you must be wondering why it is so. It is because n could be either, so n could be either 4 or minus 4, because if you to the power 4 will actually give you 256 because the power itself is even. Okay, and secondly, or the second statement, alone, which is n cube is greater than n square, is insufficient. Why? Because although it tells us that n is greater than 1, it does not give us the value of n which is the question is asking for. So if the statement are combined, we get n is equal to 4, and this is only the solution to the stated criteria. So we can say that though alone they are insufficient, both the statement together become sufficient, but neither statement alone is sufficient. That means C will be the correct answer that should be chosen with respect to question number 20. Now, having said that, we will now move on to question number 21. So let's see. Now question number 21 is a lot of story has been provided, so we have to carefully read the story and analyze it. So question number 21. Now the question says an employee at a company was given a task. What is the task? The task is of making, then they do a large number of copies. Now he spent the first 45 minutes making copy at a constant rate on a copier given by A or marked as A. But copier A broke down before the task was completed. So it is not the entire thing is done. Halfway or somewhere he is in the middle. Okay. Now he then spent next 30 time finishing the task on a other copier marked as B. He also produced copy at a constant rate. Now the question is, how many total minutes would the task have taken had copier A not broken down? So something has happened, but if that wouldn't have happened, what would have been the result? Okay, so we need to comment. Now the first statement is copier A produced twice as many copy in the first 5 minutes of operation as copier B produced in its first 15 minutes. Now this particular statement that has been marked as A is alone sufficient. Now you must be wondering, how can I say this? Because let me give you the reason. It gives the relative rates of the two machine. I'm not concentrating on word absolute, but I have used the word relative because there is a comparison made between the two machines. Okay, when you don't make the comparison and just talk about the machine under consideration, that is absolute approach, but when you talk it and you compare it with the other, it is relative. Okay, so two machines. Now if copier A can produce twice as many copies as B can produce in 3 times the time, then it could have finished the task in 1/6 the time it actually took copier B, or simply 5 minutes. Okay, now we will move on to statement number 2. Statement 2 says copier B produces 10 copies per minute. So 2. Now this statement 2 is alone insufficient. Why I am saying this? Because it does not allow you to determine the relative speed of the two machine, which is actually allowed in the first statement. Okay, so that means 2 is insufficient while 1 is sufficient. That means the correct option that must be picked out of these 5 is option number A. So with this we wind up today's tutorial. I hope this tutorial was helpful. In case of any query, you are free to call us and WhatsApp us on this number. We are always there to help you, and thank you so much for watching.